Our story kicks off with a building engulfed in flames, and to make matters worse, no one has a clue what started the fire. Down at the police station, our protagonist finds himself in the hot seat, with the apartment owner pointing the finger squarely at him and demanding he pay for all the damages. To prove her point, the woman shoves her phone in his face, showing him a bill for the damages that comes out to a whopping $120,000. Completely stunned, the young man wanders down the street, wondering how it's even possible for one person to be so unlucky. Just then, a woman's scream cuts through the air, warning him to watch out for something falling from above. He glances up just in time to see a heavy garbage bag plummeting straight towards him. Without a second thought, the kid instinctively throws his phone up to shield himself. Unfortunately, his phone is no match for the impact, and the screen shatters into a million pieces. At this point, our guy can only accept his fate. His name is Zhang Yao, and it seems he's been cursed with bad luck his entire life. Ever since he was a kid, misfortune has followed him around like a shadow, with things like his dog literally eating his homework. This streak of bad luck didn't stop in adulthood either. Every single company he joined would go bankrupt just a short while later. Now, with nowhere left to go, the poor guy arrives at a place he found on a scrap of paper. Before him stands an old, creepy mansion that looks like it's been abandoned for ages. He remembers his father telling him this was the family's ancestral home as he tries to push the heavy door open. Seeing he has no other choice, the young man decides he'll clean the place up so he can live there, since he's completely out of money. He steps inside the house, wondering if the dilapidated place is going to collapse on top of him at any moment. Next, he pushes open the inner doors and enters a hall that's completely covered in cobwebs from top to bottom. The kid then wonders if his grandfather really lived in this house until the day he died. Right after, he questions how the furniture could have rotted away so quickly, all while a ghostly figure materializes right behind him. Completely unaware of the strange presence, the protagonist continues to explore the place and reaches out to touch a chair. But unexpectedly, the chair crumbles to pieces, giving him a good scare. Disappointed, Zhang sighs that he won't be able to use any of the furniture after all. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoes through the mansion, ordering the young man to get out of there immediately. The protagonist is confused by what he just heard and looks around, trying to find the source of the sound. He tries to calm himself down, thinking he must be hearing things, because it would be impossible for anyone else to be in this house. But then, the ghost appears right in front of him with a terrifying expression on her face. Our guy is completely frozen in fear at the sight of her. She screams at him to get out again, and Zhang bolts, yelling that there's a ghost in the house. The protagonist runs for his life, trying to make sense of what's happening and whether ghosts are even real in this world. However, the ghost is hot on his heels, kicking off a relentless chase through the mansion. As he runs, Zhang notices that the ghost doesn't teleport or move objects to block his path. On top of that, he realizes she just keeps screaming for him to leave, but without actually doing anything to him. With this in mind, our guy finds himself impressed by the sheer size of the ancestral home, noting his father had never mentioned it was this big. No longer scared, Zhang decides to just run randomly through the massive mansion. Exhausted from all the running, he finally stops, saying he can't take it anymore and needs to find a place to hide. That's when the protagonist ducks into a room, and the ghost seems surprised by his choice. Immediately, she becomes furious, screaming with all her might for him to get out of that room right now. He realizes her desperation means this room must be special and probably holds something important. Looking around, the boy spots an old wardrobe in the corner of the room. He then wonders if that's the wardrobe the ghost girl is so desperately trying to protect. Without wasting any time, he dashes toward the piece of furniture and tries to open it while the entity tries to stop him. At that moment, an intense light bursts out from inside the wardrobe. Right after that, a message appears, announcing that the game has begun. Completely dazed, our protagonist wakes up after everything that just happened. Suddenly, he finds himself outside and wonders where on earth he is. A system screen pops up, warning him that he has entered a game and must escape, or he'll be trapped forever. Out of nowhere, someone grabs him by the collar of his shirt and furiously yells, asking if he's lost his mind. It's the ghost from before, only now she has a human form, and she immediately starts chewing him out for messing with her stuff. Despite the scolding, the boy can't help but think that this apparition isn't so scary after all, which only makes her even more irritated. Now on the ground, our hero calls her a female ghost and proceeds to insult her entire family of ghosts as well. In response, the girl proudly introduces herself as the guardian spirit of the Zhang family, not some common spook. The young man then questions the entity, pointing out that his last name is also Zhang, so she should be protecting him. But the guardian replies that she doesn't just protect anyone, asking where his Zhang family sigil is. Confused, our protagonist wonders what this Zhang family sigil she mentioned could possibly be. Just then, a guard approaches, shouting at the two of them and demanding to know what class they're from. The boy has no idea what he's talking about with the uniform, while the guardian is shocked to realize the guard can actually see her. Another system screen appears, congratulating the player for unlocking the wardrobe and telling him to choose an outfit. With this new information, the protagonist realizes the wardrobe must be some kind of game item. Seeing the guard getting closer, our hero decides he has no choice but to check it out. So, he concentrates, closes his eyes, and gives the command to open the mysterious wardrobe. The wardrobe opens in a brilliant flash of light, revealing two identical school uniforms for him. Shocked, he realizes they're girls' uniforms and wonders if this item even makes any sense. Meanwhile, the guard furiously yells that if they don't wear the uniform, they have to leave the school. With little choice, the young man hands one of the uniforms to the guardian, who is completely baffled. The entity then puts on the outfit and acts like a student, greeting the guard and leaving the protagonist stunned. However, the plan doesn't seem to work, as the guard stops the girl, much to our hero's frustration. But the guard simply recognizes her as a student and warns her not to be late, leaving her feeling a bit awkward. From a distance, the boy watches the scene, impressed, and wonders if that could actually work for him too. Holding the other uniform, he thinks to himself that there's no way he has to do that too. Then, the guard starts searching for him again with a flashlight, shouting that it's no use hiding because he'll find him. With no other way out, the poor guy puts on the female uniform and appears, blushing with absolute embarrassment. The guard is left completely speechless at the sight before him and can only stammer, unsure of what to say. Suddenly, the guard transforms into a demon, declaring that boys are forbidden in the girls' school. Zhang is terrified by this turn of events, wondering why the outcome was so different from what he expected. He then picks up a piece of cloth, asking himself if he really has to do this. Next, he ties the ribbons in his hair, mortified by the unexpected situation. And just like that, his appearance completely transforms. He's now a girl with long, flowing black hair and striking golden eyes. With this change, the demonic creature in front of him seems to be closely observing the transformation that just took place. But then the guard returns to normal and asks why they're still standing there since class is about to start. Now in a girl's body, he realizes the uniform and the hairpins not only helped him blend in, but actually changed his gender. As they walk, the protagonist praises the wardrobe and its useful items until they arrive in front of Class 3. The two of them stop in front of the classroom door and confirm that this is the right place for them. Suddenly, something that looks like a whip appears out of nowhere. It strikes our hero's chest, leaving him utterly embarrassed by the situation. The teacher orders them to sit down because class is about to begin. Now sitting at his desk, the young man complains about the pain, while the guardian observes everything from beside him. The teacher then glares at them with an intimidating look and asks how they learn the school rules. With a crack of her whip, she orders everyone to read the rules out loud so that no one forgets them. Our hero is shocked by the woman's command and seems to have no idea what's going on. Then, the school rules are listed, including things like not being late or wearing strange clothes. Our hero wonders what kind of bizarre school this is, where the lesson is just reciting the rules. After some time, the bell rings, announcing the end of class. Climbing the stairs, the guardian remarks that she's never heard of having to return to the dorm at a specific time. She then asks the protagonist what would happen if they didn't follow those rules. Someone else chimes in, saying that if they did that, very scary things would happen to them. At that moment, they spot two other girls standing in the hallway. The student with glasses asks if they are the new players who just arrived. Jang replies by asking if they are players too, but the girl ignores his question and invites them to come inside. Once inside the room, the girl explains that besides them, there's another group of players in the dorm next door. Our hero wonders how they managed to get so much information and if they all entered the game at different times. The girl with glasses then reveals that they've been there for 5 days, or maybe just 1 day. The Guardian is completely confused and asks what she could possibly mean by that. The other girl with pink hair just hugs her stuffed rabbit with a sad expression on her face. Then, she finally speaks up, explaining that they are trapped, endlessly repeating the 30th of May. The Guardian is surprised and says she had no idea the girl could talk, as she thought she was mute. Suddenly, the bedroom door swings open. A new student appears at the door and yells that whispering is forbidden in the school dormitories. Startled, the group jumps apart, while the pink-haired girl cowers in fear next to the Guardian. The newcomer introduces herself as the dorm inspector and orders everyone to stand up for an inspection. She points at our hero and complains about his hair ornaments, ordering him to take them all off right now. Completely desperate, the young man thinks that there's no way he can do that, because it would end very badly. He knows that if he removes the hairpins, he'll immediately revert to his original male form. But the inspector doesn't care and continues to scream at him to remove the ornaments with a threatening glare. Realizing the gravity of the situation, the student with glasses understands that they are in serious trouble. Suddenly, the inspector is covered in black goo and begins to transform right in front of them. In a flash, she morphs into a hideous monster, declaring that all disobedient students are about to pay a very steep price. The creature finishes its sentence by screaming that they will all meet their end in this place. During the attack, the protagonist is thrown to the ground, and his hairpins fly off into the distance. With that, the magic is broken, and he turns back into a man, his disguise completely gone. The monster looms over him and shrieks that there can't be a man in the girls' dormitory. After that, she gives him a serious look and begins to prepare an attack on the protagonist. However, a sword suddenly appears and blocks the blow, forcing the monster to retreat. The girl with glasses then says they need to defeat the enemy quickly before the noise attracts more of them. Confused, our hero wonders how they're supposed to destroy that thing and what kind of weapon they could possibly use. At that point, the three girls get ready to fight, and he's astonished to see that they all have weapons. Then, the pink-haired girl's stuffed rabbit starts to glow with menacing red eyes. The stuffed animal transforms and lunges at the monster. But in the meantime, the inspector turns her attention to Jong, seeing that he's vulnerable. The monster launches an attack straight at the boy, and seeing this, the girl with glasses screams for him to be careful. The protagonist watches the attack hurtling toward him, completely frozen in place. At that moment, he unexpectedly summons the wardrobe, which blocks the enemy's attack. Seeing that the monster is distracted, the girl with glasses shouts for everyone to attack. Meanwhile, our protagonist is inside the wardrobe, completely terrified and wondering how a closet can even be a weapon. System screens pop up, informing him that the player has unlocked several sections of the wardrobe. Finally, the system announces that the rewards function has been activated, and the wardrobe begins to glow. The young man approaches the wardrobe, thinking he needs to unlock each part of it, all while wondering what the reward could be. Inside the piece of furniture, a lucky roulette wheel appears, and the system announces that the team has won 2 spins for defeating the monster. With her clothes all torn, the girl with glasses worries if her uniform will be fixed when the day resets. The pink-haired girl cries and apologizes, saying her clothes wouldn't be torn if it weren't for her. She then offers her own uniform, but the girl with glasses comforts her, saying they wouldn't have won without her doll. Right then, the Guardian interrupts them, pointing out that they've been exchanging pleasantries for 5 minutes already. Angrily, the white-haired entity says that everyone on the team deserves credit for the fight, except for one person. She then kicks the wardrobe with all her strength, calling our hero a cowardly piece of trash for hiding inside. From within, the protagonist seems to be sweating bullets as he slowly opens the wardrobe door. Unexpectedly, someone tries to strike him, and with a look of panic, he quickly ducks. The Guardian then spots a piece of black underwear sitting on top of the protagonist's head. Blushing furiously, she asks where on earth he got that weird thing. She then calls him a pervert and starts beating him up, while the poor guy insists he didn't expect to win that from the roulette. After the beating, he offers the item to the girl with glasses, saying he heard her clothes got ripped. Our hero adds that even though he doesn't know its effect, it has to be better than her current state. The girl with glasses accepts the gift and thanks our hero with a smile on her face. Suddenly, her outfit changes into a doctor's uniform, and the system announces that she can now move freely throughout the school. The new doctor asks why everyone is staring at her, and the pink-haired girl, completely impressed, says she's become the school doctor. With a thoughtful look, the student realizes the item has the incredible power to change a player's identity. She then turns to our protagonist and concludes that he must be a support-type player on the team. The young man gets all flustered as he holds the other piece of underwear he won from the lucky roulette. With his imagination running wild, he can't help but wonder what kind of effect that piece would have if one of the girls were to wear it.